In 1959, two psychologists at Stanford paid people to lie. Some were paid $1, others were paid 20. And here is the strange part: the people paid the least were the ones who ended up believing the lie. That sounds backwards. More money should buy a bigger change of heart, not less. But it is one of the most reliable findings in the history of psychology, and it exposes something unsettling about your own mind. You do not simply act on what you believe. You come to believe whatever makes what you have already done feel okay. Your behavior rewrites your beliefs, and you never notice it happen. By the end of this, you will catch your own brain doing it. In your purchases, your arguments, the things you have suffered for. And there is a twist waiting at the end. The famous experiment behind all of it is, right now, at the center of a fight over whether it is even real. The man who started this was Festinger, and his idea in 1957 was simple. When you hold two thoughts that clash, I am a smart person and I just did something foolish, it creates a genuine discomfort. He called it dissonance, and he argued the mind is driven to get rid of it the same way hunger drives you to eat. You have three ways out. You can change the behavior, which is hard. You can change the belief, which is sneaky. Or you can pile up excuses until the discomfort fades. Most of us reach for the excuses, and the deepest version is this. When you cannot undo what you did, you quietly change what you believe, so that what you did looks right all along. Festinger's radical claim was that action comes first and belief follows, not the other way around. To prove it, his student ran an experiment so odd it broke the leading theory of the day. Here is the setup. You are brought into a lab and given the most boring task imaginable, turning wooden pegs a quarter turn over and over for a full hour. Then the experimenter asks you a favor. The assistant who usually tells the next person the study was fun has not shown up. Would you do it? Would you go tell the person in the waiting room that this mind-numbing hour was enjoyable and interesting? In other words, would you lie for us? And here is the money. One group was paid $1 to tell that lie. Another was paid 20, about $200 today. Later, someone who seemed unrelated asked the real question. Honestly, how much did you enjoy the task? On a scale from -5 to +5, the people who were never asked to lie rated it right about where you would expect. Mildly unpleasant, -0.45. The people paid $20. Also negative, but the people paid $1 rated the boring task as genuinely enjoyable, +1.35. The people paid less changed their minds more. Why? $20 is enough of a reason. I lied for the money, easy, no discomfort. But $1 is not enough to explain lying to yourself. The only way to make peace with, I told someone a dull hour was fun, for $1 is to decide quietly that it was not so dull after all. Too little justification on the outside forces you to build it on the inside. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. A smoker knows the risk. Quitting is hard, so instead the beliefs bend. The science is not settled. My grandfather smoked to 90. I would just gain weight. The behavior stays. The mind builds a fence around it. You buy the expensive thing, then read only the glowing reviews of the one you chose and avoid the rest, because the alternative you rejected still had its appeal, and that stings. Psychologists watched this happen in the lab in 1956. People rated whatever they picked as suddenly better and whatever they rejected as suddenly worse. The choice itself changed how much they wanted each thing. And the strangest one, the harder something is to get, the more you love it. Volunteers who went through a genuinely embarrassing initiation to join a dull discussion group rated that group as more enjoyable than people who got in easily. It is why brutal training bonds people, why the furniture you assembled yourself feels more like yours, why the painful program is always, somehow, worth it. You suffered for it, so it had better be worth it. Now push that to its limit. In 1954, a small group believed a flood would end the world at midnight and a spaceship would save them. Researchers were in the room when midnight came and nothing happened. The believers who had given away their homes and quit their jobs did not fall apart. They became more certain. A new message arrived. Their faith had saved the world. And they went out to preach it. When you have invested everything, being wrong is unthinkable, so the mind makes you more sure, not less. Notice the pattern under all of these. The more you have put in, the harder your mind fights to justify it. This is the quiet engine behind the sunk cost trap, staying in the job, the relationship, the losing bet. Because walking away means admitting the time was wasted. And that clashes with, I am a smart person who makes good choices. So you double down, not because it is rational, because quitting would hurt a story you tell about yourself. That is the uncomfortable takeaway. A lot of what feels like conviction is really just your mind protecting a decision you already made. The belief feels like it came first. It did not. Here is where most videos stop. But if you actually read the research, the story gets more interesting, not less. Because for 50 years, people have poked holes in it. One psychologist, Daryl Bem, offered a bombshell alternative in 1967. Maybe there is no inner discomfort at all. Maybe you just watch your own behavior and guess at your attitudes the same way a stranger would. The dollar subject thinks, I told someone it was fun for $1. I am not the type to sell out that cheap, so I suppose I really did like it. No agony required. Same result, no dissonance. And for years, nobody could tell the two explanations apart. The tiebreaker was clever. If dissonance is a real, felt discomfort, then giving people a different thing to blame it on should switch the effect off. So researchers gave people a placebo pill and told some it would make them feel tense. And it worked. When people could pin their discomfort on the pill, the belief change vanished. That points to something real being felt, not just cold self-observation. Decades later, brain scans showed the conflict and discomfort circuitry lighting up during exactly these tasks, and predicting how much a person's mind would shift. And then, the twist. In 2024, the largest, most careful attempt ever made to repeat that famous experiment failed. The effect did not show up. For a theory in every textbook, that is an earthquake. But here is the honest part, the part I owe you. It is not settled. The moment that failure was published, some of the biggest names in the field fired back. The replication, they argued, was built wrong. The setup never created real dissonance in the first place, so of course it found nothing. Even the original team urged caution about reading too much into a single null. So the truth is not, your brain lies to you, and it is not, this was all debunked. The truth is that one of the biggest ideas about the human mind is being stress tested, in public, right now. And you get to watch it happen. So what do you actually do with it? Watch for the tell. When you feel a sudden, strong urge to justify something, especially something you cannot take back, that heat is the signal. That is not conviction arriving. That is dissonance being smoothed over. The move is small. Before you defend the choice, ask one question. Would I still believe this if I had not already done it? If the honest answer is no, you have caught your mind in the act. You will not stop it every time, nobody does. But you can get fooled by your own confidence a little less often. The next time you hear yourself explaining why the thing you chose was obviously the right call, remember the dollar. Sometimes the cheapest lie is the one you tell yourself. If this changed how you see your own certainty, subscribe. That is how you catch the next one. A new bias every week. Think sharper. Get fooled less.